I was working at a warehouse job where I was there for about like 9 months. After some time, I was like, I want to leave. So I put my 2 weeks in. When I first applied for Generation, it was after like three different people have told me about it in the past. So I felt like that is a better time than any for me because like I wasn't working. I was trying to find different jobs that weren't biting for me. Fast forward a year later, I'm living with my aunt and my mom got sick. She had cancer and she had like a stomach tumor. So as soon as I was about to start Regeneration, that's when someone needed to be her caretaker full time. So I took that on myself and I was like her caretaker full time. So I was like doing this whole program, this boot camp on her bar counter, doing my work there, caring for her when I was able to. The instructors were very understanding, and like the moments where I had to like, okay, hold on, I need to turn my camera off because my mom's asking me a question for me to get her something while I'm still listening to the things that we were doing for the day. And I'm glad that they were really on top of that for me because that allowed me to essentially be on top of the work I had to do. The hard part is that like we were in a one bedroom because like her space is made for her since she's in senior housing. If we were doing asynchronous work, I let her know like, hey, like I have this amount of time. If you feel like you need to get up and walk around, feel free to do so. Or I make sure that I get my work done early, like be able to walk around with her. Outside of just a generation program, that's just like a real life issue that some people may have. It's like really hard to like separate your work from like your home. For me, having that whole idea of like us starting with mindsets and everything first in generation really helped me out a lot. I feel like that if we had to start with the mindsets and the goal setting and all that stuff like at the beginning, it probably wouldn't have pushed me to like get back into that group. It pushed me to like make sure that I am doing like these active check-ins on how I'm doing, but also the people around me, like checking with my mom, checking in with my professors. I even like reached out to the different life coaches as well too that we had available. Because if my work is affected, maybe I not notice that, like depending on what stuff I do. But like, I'm glad I had that feedback from all the different people around me, and it's good for me to hear that because I was on top of it. Like I felt like that I essentially was really blessed with like our whole process through generation because like if I hadn't taken those proactive measures, I feel like with the things that were stacked against me, I would have like been more bogged down. Fast forward to like me completing the program, like my mom, like thankfully around that time, she also had her stomach tumor removed by that September of 2021. And I was able to celebrate with her both of those things. I was able to celebrate her recovery from her cancer treatment to my completion of Generation USA. I was graduating my program and I was like, okay, what's next for me now? I was able to get a certificate in Google Analytics. And I was also able to get my basic blueprint certification as well too. I was able to then go into this internship. It was like the timing of it all just like seems like very uncanny. It seems like very like almost like a movie essentially, where it's like these things shouldn't like line up where they should, but they did for me. That's why I call them a blessing. I'm essentially glad not for the circumstances I'm in, but I'm glad for like how my circumstances were able to be resolved at the same time.